Well, hello friends, Josevich here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone as we are going to try out some of the big old juicy Caverns below quest for the Rogue class. So right now it's not looking great because we only have one real activator. I think we're just going to weapon up and pass here. I did miss recording my first game actually that I just played with this deck, and it does seem to work out pretty well. The idea behind this deck is we have a whole bunch of bouncing to go, oh, that might be better. So now the question is, what do we want to be bouncing? Do we want Swashbucklers or do we want draw? And I'm going to go with the Swashbuckler for now. So we're going to Swashbuckler. We'll see what we get. Grimy Gadgets here. Random minion in your hand +2/+2. That's going to be useless later on. But for right now, that's cool. And we are then going to go ahead and give our opponent 2 draws, unfortunately. And so now the way this quest is going to be working for us, if you're unfamiliar, is you have to play 4 minions with the same name. So we've now played one of all of these. So this counter keeps track of our highest numbered minion played. So we've played Swashbuckler, and now we have next time we come out, this is going to move to 2. So that's going to be a good thing. And I believe we're going to go ahead and do that right now because we have another bouncer. So now this is going to go up to 2. See? Add a copy of each damaged friendly minion to your hand. That's pretty not useful for us. So we're going to go ahead and bounce this back anyways. So next turn we play this, we're going to get up to 3. And then we basically have to wait for one more of our bouncers to allow us to activate this. Now, in order to get through here, we can go 1, 2... 3, 4, and then we're going to save our Youthful Brewmaster, which I think is good. In turn 5, we know that Warrior can play some pretty big minions. But I think that getting rid of this now is going to be kind of useful. So I'm going to take the 2 damage myself. Patches is unfortunately here in this deck. I know Patches is not exactly the most popular card to be seeing, but in this sort of deck, it does help, and sometimes you can just start bouncing Patches. And if you manage to not play any Pirates until the later game, you get a 5/5 charge from your deck. And because we're still testing out all of these, and this is one of those bigger cards that we were talking about. So we draw a card and then we get a copy of it, or do we just want to try and draw a card? And what else are we going to be doing this turn is my question. I think we can try and draw a couple cards. Oh, a couple preps are not going to be helping us right now. So this goes 3. We have 3 from hand. 3 is kind of awkward number, so we're going to go ahead and Novice Engineer. Hope to draw something that'll help us out. And now this means next turn we're going to be able to complete the quest. We'll be able to Swashbuckler, bounce it, and play Swashbuckler again. The issue, of course, is the fact that these minions are going to die right now in order to punch through this. So what we're going to do is we're not going to attack in. So I think we're just... yeah, I think we're just going to backstab here. And then we're going to pass. So prep is basically in this deck to help us activate Fan of Knives, as well as help us activate a Violet Teacher. So we're going to try... and it's also going to actually allow us to activate our quest, which is going to be pretty nice. Which we're going to have completed right now. Hey, summon 3/1/1 Raptor. So that's going to combo very nicely with Fan of Knives, if and when we get there. And so the preps actually are going to be helping us right now, because we all know the quests are 5 mana. And so now this quest gets activated for us. That was our 4th time that wow, we got double Cornered Sentry. They really want us to play that, don't they? And now this is going to go down to 2 mana. And that's going to be a good thing. We will definitely play the Crystal Core. Everything goes 5. So I think we punch into this one right away. And now these are 5/5s as well. We are going to attack here. And then we're going to summon copies of these damaged minions back to our hand. So we fill our hand up back with resources. And hopefully we're off to the races. Our opponent still has to play 4 more taunts before they turn into Ragnaros. And the issue is, even if our opponent does turn into Ragnaros, they're at a disadvantage because That's fine. So our opponent has been able to do a bit of work on us here, but all of our cards have just become so big. And this buff now is non-existent because our minions stay 5/5 no matter what, even if you play other buffs or anything like that. We can punch. How do we want to do this? I want another Swashbuckler, but do I want to take? Yeah, I can take the 5 face damage. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I think we're actually gonna prep out the Fan of Knives, simply for the tempo. And our opponent realizes at this point we've kind of overrun them. And it looks like we have a mirror matchup, which, looking at our hand right now, I'm not thrilled at. Because we could be in for a really, really bad time. I think with these quests, especially in the mirror matchup, going second has a bit of an advantage. You have the coin. Oh, this is going to be so bad. We have the coin if we go second, as well as having a larger hand. And because the quest takes up one of the cards in your hand, you're always at that little bit of a disadvantage. So both of us, our opponents and I, are all going kind of slow here. We'll see what we get here. Oh, we can just Gadget Sand Fairy. Oh, we can complete this quest really, really soon, can't we? So we'll play one. Oh boy, okay. Our Mimic Pod might be better though, because we'll be able to get this off very, very quickly. Oh my. What do we want to play? We want to do this. Into this. Do we want to play another one right now? Hold on, how is this going to work? We're not going to be able to complete the quest no matter what we do. Yeah, I think we do it this way just to put the pressure on our opponent, so that they know. So next turn we'll have 3 mana to work with, so we will be able to eviscerate. So our quest is getting completed next turn no matter what, and I don't mind leaving nothing on the board. Maybe I should have put it down, but that's okay. Prepping something out. Prepping out a second Mimic Pod. So our opponent's probably going to be able to complete their quest. If not this turn, then next turn. Oh, that's absolutely terrifying. But very good that we have this Evis. So that does make us a little bit happier. So we will play this one. We'll Ferryman it. I wonder, does it keep the 0? No, it goes back to 2. Caverns from below, that's alright. So that's going to be next turn what we are probably going to want to do. And we're punching in, getting rid of that Violet Teacher, because Violet Teacher goes crazy with these quests. And now the issue, of course, is do we want to flood the board or just get the quest done first? So I think in an ideal world, we top deck South Sea deckhand. We hit the quest, and then we hope our opponent doesn't have removal for our friend here. And there is removal in hand, which is unfortunate, because we're not going to be able to deal with this wide of a board, that's for sure. We either need an Evis or a South Sea. Okay. Okay. 4 then plus 2. So I think we do it this way with a prep. Into a Crystal Core. Into punching that. And now we are the ones with the board. Wow, that's such a scary... That we won that game on the back of Mimic Pod, basically. Which I rated horribly when I reviewed it. Surprise, surprise. Oh, hello, friends. And it looks like our opponent just mulliganed their entire hand. So there is a good chance that we, in fact, do not have a Quest Warrior, but a Pirate Warrior. Oh, boy. So this is going to really come down to a few things, I think, this matchup. And those will be, but are not limited to. I think we need to prep out Mimic Pod right now to try and gain some resources. We're hoping for something great. Oh, that's not bad. I think we need to hero power Patches away right now. This is a really, really scary matchup now, isn't it? I don't know. This is going to be a battle of can we Can we get this quest done fast enough? That's upsetting, but honestly not the strongest turn. They could, if they play a 2-1, we'll be sad. I think we're going to want a Swashbuckler next turn. Simply because we might need some help from the Pirate Warrior. Like, we might want to grab, I mean, we might want to. We hope that we're able to grab... Oh, this is so strong right now. Even Fan of Knives would be decent right now, I think. Come on, come on. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, well, I guess we're kind of... actually, we can't afford to take too much more, so I think we're going to do this, unfortunately. We hope we get a taunt. And this is also helps with the well, you know, the anti-aggro a little bit. You know, having patches, they're able to take out some of those minions. And then next turn, hopefully, we'll be able to get that double Novice Engineer action going in an attempt. Oh, boy. That's scary. That is mighty scary. And we honestly might not have the ability here to even get that far. Oh, well, we just completed our quest. So that's nice. The question is it going to be too late? And having these guys here, maybe not. Just the fact that we're going to be able to charge down basically whatever he plays. The issue is, of course, that we will want to draw one of our preps. So that we can do the quest next turn, if possible. Oh, it might be too late, though. It might be too late. Oh, I think we're going to lose next turn. We might need some help with some other cards. Okay, well, we can clear the board this way, I think. And we still might be able to complete the quest. 2, 4. Maybe we just go all charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do we clear the board? That's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to have to use face damage if we can avoid it. So maybe we just start with a draw. What's the weapon at? I mean, if this is Leroy, we're in bad shape no matter what. Because we're not... I mean, if it's Leroy, we lose no matter what, right? So maybe... And this way we can still do a lot of things. But we can potentially get... Oh, Fan of Knives is not helping us right now. That's for sure. Fan of Knives only clears out this one minion. We'll equip a 1-3 so that we can charge it. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not enough power, so we're just going to go ahead and do it this way. And then hope that we have enough somehow to not die. I mean, all our opponent needs is 3 damage in hand, and that's pretty likely, to be honest with you, when you go up against Pirate Warrior. If we'd gotten this Fan of Knives a little earlier, we could have had a chance. Oh, that's a slow card. Also slow. Oh, opponent's trading off. That's probably the appropriate method here for our opponent. So I think we quest and then Stone Tusk Boar. Thankfully, we got a little bit of... And we're going to get rid of the 3-4 here. And now we hope to draw more chargers and more AoE. AoE can be good as well. Obviously, our opponent could just draw the last couple points of damage that they need, and then we lose anyways. Oh, and they did. Oh, Mortal Strike is a good card. And so this deck is probably still going to have problems with aggro, but anything other than aggro, I think this deck should have a good time with. Okay, so it looks like we have ourselves another little bit of a Pirate Warrior here, and we're going to go and work kind of quickly to get rid of some of this damage off board, because as we saw with our game that just happened, this deck can have problems with Pirate Warrior, which is kind of no surprise, because this deck does rely on... Oh, that's a really good result for us. That lets us hero power now. And gives us more opportunities to draw. There we go. That's not the best thing in the world, but it at least lets us stabilize us slightly. So this is actually good. We have the Abyss for the big 3-4s or 2-4 if our opponent just drops a Frothing. Frothing is not the worst thing in the world. I would definitely prefer to have Mimic Potted this turn, but we're just going to activate the Abyss. and we'll just go face with our minions. And we're not going to Shadow Step because if we Mimic Pod a minion, another minion, let's say Swashbucklers or something, then we'll be able to get 3 of them down really, really quick, which would be great. Oh, our opponent's in kind of tough shape right now, aren't they? So we have options here now of either going for Mimic Pod, trying to draw something, and we have the 4 damage to take him out, or we can use Fan of Knives now. But I think I want to save Fan of Knives for later, and we just want to go for a good... Morose is good, don't get me wrong. But now we're giving up the board. This is unfortunate, and it's forcing us to do the 5 face damage as well, which I'm really not a big fan of. Oh, Morose is one of the less excellent cards for us to have gotten there. Our quest is only at 1 here. That's a terrifying card to see. We definitely want to be top decking our other Evis, because if this gets to stick, we could be in really, really big trouble. You know what? That is... or is Edwin better? Or I think we need to get the quest going, actually. Because here's the option. We can just get a 4-4 Edwin out, and 4-4 Edwin deals with a lot of the minions that our opponent can play. So the next turn will be safe, and we can stop using face. I think that's honestly the play. As weird as it looks, I think this is a better play because we need power on board right now. The name of the game is still going to be tempo. And this only reduces by 2. Like if this reduced by 3, then we could go and Edwin and do all sorts of shenanigans. But right now, not happening. And we still have the Fan of Knives in the event that our opponent goes really, really... Okay, that's good. That's a nice slow turn for us. And now we'll double Morose. I think double Morose is the best Morose. So now we've got a couple of 2s going on. We still need some help. I think we'll start Shadow Stepping the Swashbuckler because it's going to give us card draw. Not card draw, but card generation. If we get some taunts from the warrior, then we'll be really, really good. And if we ever do get this quest completed, well then, we're going to be in really good shape. That's scary. There's no denying that. That is a little bit scary. Yeah, our opponent should just go face here. They have enough on board that probably warrant some sort of response. Okay, so now we can't really clear the board perfectly, but maybe Swashbuckler can help us out a little. That's funny. We can do this for free. So let's go ahead and do that. See if we can't get something a little bit better. Oh, that is a little bit better. The issue is, of course, though, how are we actually going to get through all of it? That's pretty good. So we can kind of hit... the issue is we can't also do Youthful Brewmaster, which I think we need to do. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so I'll just go here. And then do we just punch through or no? Yeah, I think we have to, unfortunately. Unless Morose, you know what, the silly thing is if Morose finishes the quest, well then, you know what, we're in trouble, but I don't think it does. And we still have a 3-2 on board, so that's something. And we have the ability to now deal with the slower minions on our opponent's board, let's just say. Opponent's probably going to have to trade because there's too many options, I think, for us removing and then trading into the 3-3. Prep Fan is going to be the play here. That's for sure. Two. I think we have to do, or do we have to hold this now? Because if we get one more bounce, we kind of are in good shape. I think we got to go for it, unfortunately. Give a random minion. We hope it is the Tuskar. We're very, very close to dead, though. That's the issue as well. And like, do we want to use the 2 or do we just want to use the 4 here? And honestly, what's the difference? I think we use this to actually remove what's on board. And now this way we'll be able to Tuskar into... Or Stone... I keep calling it Tuskar. It's not Tuskar Totemic. I don't know why I have that in my mind. But I do. Oh no, is that lethal? Almost. Very almost lethal. And likely having lethal in hand once again. Yeah, this is not looking like a good matchup whatsoever. So we're gonna go play everything, it looks like. That's fine that we don't have that activated. Gotta clear the board. Is there a better way to do this? Yeah, because now we keep one of our minions. Not that it really matters. I feel like we're still dead no matter what. But it's still a good thing to do. And now we did lose our quest activator. Oh, that's a horrible loss. This is going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to have to see if it's going to be possible to tech this deck a little bit to do better here.